Welcome back to Make Me a Fan. I'm the Jag.
I'm Pete.
And today we are going to do something just a little bit different, Encyclopedia.
Yes, sir.
He has no idea what I'm about to say.
Here we go.
Now, we've been going through this underrated extravaganza. We've been talking about matches that are possibly underrated, possibly overrated, or just right in the middle. So today, we're going to talk about a match that we've already seen. We're gonna talk about a match that we watched yesterday, and we didn't even watch it together. You watched it on your own, you told me to watch it, and I have some thoughts, Pete.
Yes, sir.
I have a lot of thoughts. You know which match I'm talking about now, don't you? Okay.
Of course.
We're talking about TNA, the Asylum years. This is episode 2, pay-per-view, technically, because they were weekly pay-per-views, right?
Yes, on Wednesday nights. And so this is emanating from Huntsville, Alabama.
Yes. And it was very country in execution, shall we say. Now, I was not overly impressed with the card as a whole. But as you said to me via text yesterday, the main event is fire. Is that what you said, is fire?
Absolutely.
And I was like, all right, I'm gonna check it out because just so the people understand where we're coming from, I wanted to do some research and do some backfill on TNA because that's where I would personally like to work. I believe, and if I have my way and the sun shines upon me, that someday I'll have a check from Impact and it'll have my name on it because I'll be working for them and the man right next to me will be working for them as well. That's my destination, that's my goal. Am I fair? Is that fair?
100%.
Okay, and so in order to understand and work for the people and to do my job to the best of my ability, I am committed myself to watching old TNA episodes and old TNA matches. Not because they are so amazing, but so I understand the history. I have a saying, history solves the mystery. And so by the time Impact gives me that check, by the time they give me that call, I want to know what the hell I'm talking about.
Oh, absolutely.
Which
You're going to know about Team Canada with Scott D'Amore, Bobby Roode, Eric, all those guys. And then all these people that we've seen on WWE, even if they've recently, unfortunately, been departed from the company, some of those people, like, I cannot wait for Eric Young. I hope Eric Young goes back to Impact because you're going to see Eric Young and you're going to go, this dude is amazing.
All right, I'm down for that. Now, here's the thing.
EY.
EY?
EY, Eric Young.
Okay, and that he was known as
Eric Young. But he also he was there for a long time. He was there for like 10, 12 years.
Okay, but in the E, he was also Eric Young?
No, I don't remember. He was Insanity, which kind of already tells you how bad that was.
Understood. That's all you had to say.
Eric Young.
Now, this is a little rambly, people, but we're going to tell you right now to click the link in the description to go watch the match we're about to talk about, Encyclopedia.
Yes, sir.
Will you please educate the people, or would you like me to do it?
No, so we're going to go to Impact Plus. We're going to log into Impact Plus, and the cool part is everything's paginated. So you can just scroll down, and you're going to go down to the Asylum years, and it's going to be 2002, Episode 2.
Hell yeah.
And on the preview picture, I believe it's Scott Hall and Jeff Jarrett in the in the little Chiron.
Hell yeah. And the match that we're talking about specifically is a match that I'd never seen before. And that's rare. I've watched a crap ton of wrestling in my life, not nearly as much as you. But I'd never seen this before, Encyclopedia.
Yes, sir.
Since you told me to watch this match.
Yes.
Even though it was on my list, you encouraged me yesterday to watch this match. Tell the people what match I'm excited about.
So first week, they crowned the NWA TNA World Heavyweight Champion Ken Shamrock.
Yes.
Second week, they actually made history. They crowned the first ever TNA NWA X Division Champion.
Hell yeah.
And now wait a second, you're like, but it's not that name now, it's the Impact X Division title. It's the same title. And this is gonna be a 4-way 2-pin elimination match.
Which is
for the main
insane.
event.
Double elimination. Who does a double elimination match? Come on, a fatal 4-way double elimination? That has so much potential.
And implications.
Yes, and so before I tell you what I thought of this match, I need you to open up that tab. I need you to get ready to watch this match because we're gonna, well, we already watched it, but you're gonna press play right about now. Now that you've watched the match, now that you understand what the Encyclopedia and I saw yesterday, you now can appreciate the history and the impact of this match, and specifically the introduction of this title, Encyclopedia.
Yes, sir.
I believe that this match and this division as a whole have greatly influenced professional wrestling today.
100%. 100%. Understanding where all these people that you see in WWE, they cut their teeth in the X Division. They help make the X Division what the X Division is.
Yeah.
And that's why I'm really excited for, actually, funny enough, this episode airs Tuesday.
Okay.
So everybody, after they're done watching this, needs to watch Impact tonight because there's going to be X Division match.
All right.
As part of the Coming Home pay-per-view that was supposed to be in New York.
Nice.
They filmed that recently, I think, in Memphis.
Okay.
And it's going to be split over 2 weeks. But the X Division has amazing, rich history of 18 years. 18 years of this title. And AJ Styles is the first champion. And you go, this is the thing that, like, made AJ Styles. AJ Styles is the X Division. AJ Styles is TNA.
And if you watched it because we told you to, and you did, but you hear the commentary, and I'm going to give a couple of notes, just things that I saw that I took away from this match. First and foremost, let's break it down for you. Jerry Lynn versus AJ Styles versus Psicosis versus Low Key, I believe, right?
Yes.
All 4 of these gentlemen are fighting in a fatal 4-way double elimination tournament to see who's going to become the first ever TNA X Division champion. And as the Encyclopedia just said, AJ freaking Styles wins the match.
Yes, and so the other thing is it's double elimination until there's 2 guys left, and then Ricky the Dragon Steamboat came in and reffed the match. And you're going to start to see this in TNA, that they have this kind of gauntlet idea that at a certain point, when it's the last 2 people, then it goes to a full match.
Yeah, and it was great. And even though, and at the way it shook out, there were actually AJ needed 2 falls to win that final match because Jerry Lynn made it to the final without being pinned. So that was awesome. Now, I don't know much about Jerry Lynn. I know he was an ECW legend. Okay,
yes.
I know he's been around for a long time. They even said, the commentary even said, he's been around for a long time. He's a veteran, whereas AJ Styles, at this point in his career, had only been wrestling
couple years
for 3 years, according to the commentators. So 3 years versus, I don't know, 20 years worth of experience, clashing in the finals to crown the first ever X Division champion. It was freaking awesome. The one complaint, if I have to give one criticism, the one complaint I had is that they kicked out of a lot of damn finishers.
Oh, 100%, I agree on that. I think this is also a completely different time when that didn't mean anything. If this was done in a modern sense, I think that would be one of those things you wouldn't see that. I think that this is such a big, important match that, like, you would save it for the finish.
Now, and again, you guys watch it, you know it was a hell of a match. You know AJ Styles hit the Styles Clash, which is fantastic. He hit the Spinal Tap, which is that freaking corkscrew 360, 180 fucking whatever, off the top rope. It was nuts, okay? That's why I was excited.
Oh, no, I understand. So understand that, like, in modern times, you don't see AJ Styles doing this move in WWE all that much. The last time he did it in TNA was like 5 or 6 years ago. Wow. It was like 2013 or 14 was the last time he busted it out. So when he uses that move, which I expect AJ to use at some point in some match in WWE, he's going to use it, and people are going to go,
holy smokes!
They're literally going to start crawling up and down the walls when they see AJ Styles do this.
That was insane. Look, people, this match had so much of an impact on me personally, and just looking at the action had such an impact on the wrestling world as a whole. If you go to any indie show right now, these people are trying to do what these guys did in this match 100%. And what these guys did in this division. And so in my the re-education of Jag, which was another thing, but we'll call it the Impact re-education of Jag, this has some serious implications on the wrestling world as a whole. Say what you want about Jeff Jarrett. Say what you want about TNA. This changed the game, and for that they deserve respect.
100%. Now, as you say, at some point you'll see the King of the Mountain match, another thing Jeff created that is unfortunately awesome on paper, poor in execution, and there's medium to good matches. But so essentially it's a ladder match, but it's a reverse ladder match where you have to pin one of the people first to get the right to go to the table and take the title and then go up the ladder and hang it up.
Interesting. Okay.
So it's a reverse ladder match in the sense that you have to pin someone to be qualified to then be able to hang the belt up instead of just in the match, the first person to get the belt wins. It's kind of a little bit different. But if you get pinned or you submit, you go to this penalty box for 2 minutes. So then you can take that advantage out. And so there's 5 or 6 guys in the match. So there is some strategy to it. But again, sounds great on paper. Not so well executed. And I think everybody would say that because for the most part, are they good, bad, or in the difference? Well, they're okay to pretty good. There's no like amazing like, oh, you have to see a King of the Mountain match.
Now I'm gonna finish this recap with this statement, which is important, but it's a Jagism, okay? My son, who is 9 years old, loves wrestling. He loves wrestling in a way that I don't even understand at this point. He just the other day emailed me an email from his little tablet in his room that the subject line said "Just wow," and it was Edge and Christian versus the Hardy Boys in a ladder match.
Oh yeah.
And he was like, "Wow, Dad, this is what he's doing in his spare time. This is what he's doing on YouTube. I'm so deathly afraid he's going to be a wrestler when he gets older." And I don't mind that idea, except it's going to break his body. You know what I mean? But anyway. I watch all kinds of wrestling all the time, especially now that we're home so much. And he'll come in and out. You know, he gets caught up in, like, I was watching Ruthless Aggression, whatever. He watches that. He didn't give a crap about anything on TNA. He didn't care about any of these other matches until he didn't care about Toby Keith. All right, he didn't give a crap. He didn't care until this match came on. Then my son, who is a great litmus test for is it appealing to the core demographic?
Mass
yes.
audience.
He stopped what he was doing. He stopped his Nintendo Switch, whatever, and he put that crap down and watched probably the last 2/3 of this match.
Oh yeah.
And he's going, wait a second, Dad, you got to pin him twice? Yes, son. Wait a second, Dad, he got to do this? Yes, son. Holy crap, that's AJ Styles? Yes, son. This is such a crazy match. That's why I had to pull this one out on us, and I knew you weren't expecting it, but bam, the jag comes through.
Absolutely. This is one of those ones that it's, you know, this is so important for how they opened up the X Division. That's why I wanted Chris to see this, because it was like, for me, I think this helps kind of set a pace and an understanding for the style of wrestling that I like and kind of the way that I like to see things go in the future. So this is definitely one of those things where TNA was 100% right.
You damn right. And so I think that's enough of gushing about this episode.
Oh, for sure.
The commentary did a great job.
Absolutely. So
putting it over. I mean, screaming to the high heavens how amazing.
This was the first show that Mike Tenay did with Don West.
Yeah.
And Ed Ferrara is the other person there.
I'd love to get Ed Ferrara the hell out of there.
I think that's going to happen in a couple of episodes, and you're going to see through the entire Asylum run and like the first 4 years or 5 years at the Impact Zone, it's just Don West and Mike Tenay.
Okay.
And they are, I think, better than JR and the King.
Ooh.
In that regard, in the way that they like they're or how about this? They're as good as JR and the King in their prime because. Yeah, I mean, Mike Tenay knows so much, and Don West is just the perfect foil.
Oh, for sure. Now, they went a little crazy saying that low-key was like Bruce Lee.
Understood.
That's a little hyperbole for you.
But that was also Ed Ferrara doing a lot of that.
Oh, yeah. But they were putting enough reverence on the event, saying people are going to look back at this and yada, yada. I'm like, yeah, sure. But in the match, they were damn right. Mm-hmm. So I think that's it for me. You got anything you want to add?
Nope.
This is random. I know it wasn't on the list. This is not from Reddit or whatever. This is an Encyclopedia special, and it was prolific and gifted. So tomorrow.
Now we're going to watch Natalya versus Becky Lynch at SummerSlam 2019.
You damn right. So come back tomorrow morning at 9 a.m., 12 noon Eastern to continue the underrated extravaganza with the, what was it, Becky? No, Natalya versus Becky Lynch. Mm-hmm. All right. See you clowns tomorrow at 9.